part 3 of our PowerPoint videos. Here we're going to add another slide. To the left, right click, new slide. Now, we're going to show you some additional things you can do to make your slides pop. For instance, instead of just making this all about a text box, we can go up to the top, click on the Insert tab, and insert a shape. Let's use a standard square. Now we can just draw that square, and you'll see it comes up with a default color of blue. And on the right side, the Format dialog comes up. Now this is where you can have some fun playing with what you want it to look like. You can choose a solid fill, which is default. You can choose no fill, it's just a square box. You can also come down here to gradient, where you can put a picture or texture fill. You can choose different patterns to put in there. And if we go to the gradient, it's going to give you some things to play with. Down here, you'll see where this gradient stops. There's a type of gradient, whether it's going to be a linear straight across or circular, starting from one section and then fanning out. Rectangular gradient, path. Go back to linear for now. You can choose different gradients that are already preset with different shading, and here with the gradient stops, you can control how much of one color or the other. You can add more gradients to this by clicking. You can remove a highlighted gradient by clicking this little red X over here. Let's add another gradient. We can take each one of these gradients and make the color anything we want. What you have to do is click on the gradient stop. Click. It's highlighted. Come over here to the right with a little bucket, paint bucket. And when you click on it, you can choose any one of the colors that show up. And then you can play with your gradient. You have all these colors. You can turn it into a linear gradient. You can change the angle of the gradient. You can move the stops to determine where you have more or less color of each one. This position will just manually by number move these stops. You can decide how much transparency there is to each of the colors. And how bright they are. These will affect whichever gradient you have highlighted. So, once you start adding some things like shapes, you can decide how you want them to look also. Now you can also go to the background and format the background under the Design tab. All the way over here to the right, click on Format Background, and you get pretty much the same thing you had with the format of the shapes, where you can decide what you want the background to look like. Same tools to play with. Best thing you can do is get in here and play with them. All right. Thanks for listening. Come on back for the next part of our videos on PowerPoint.